to the sixth chapter, that is social responsibilities of business and business ethics. In this chapter, we will be looking about what are the responsibilities of a business towards the society and what are business ethics. So coming to the concept of social responsibility. Social responsibility of business refers to its obligation to take those decisions and perform those actions which are desirable in terms of objectives and values to our society. The assumption of social responsibility by business enterprise implies that they respect the aspirations of society and would try their best to contribute to the achievement of the aspirations with their profit interest. That is, it means that when a business organization is being carried out in a society, they have to perform such responsibilities towards society. That is, they have to protect the society also. They should not do those manufacturing activities or such activities that harm the society. Like if you are setting up an industry, then the smoke should not be released to the nearby areas. So that what will happen is the people living in that society will get affected by these activities. So what you have to do is you have to consider the society also. So this is a responsibility of the business to look after the society. So such actions and those performance or such activities and objectives giving value to our society is the social responsibility of a business organization. So not only profit is to be not only profit should be their motive. So with the profit motive, they should go with the social responsibility also. So they must act with due concern for the effects of the life of other people. Means their activity should not affect the people's life in a negative manner. So they should do in a positive manner. Social responsibility is broader than legal responsibility of business. Legal responsibility means that you have to confine to the laws and rules of the country in which it's operate, but social responsibility is wider than legal responsibility because we are looking after the society. Now we are going to look at the arguments for social responsibility. That is, it is an advantage. They are arguing that this is advantage. That is, the first one is justification for existence and growth. Business exists for providing goods and services to satisfy human needs. The profit motive is an important justification for undertaking business activity. It should be looked upon as an outcome of service to the people. So I said that not only profit should be considered as the main motive of business. By earning profit, they should also satisfy the needs of the consumer. So satisfying the needs of the consumer is a service provided to the people of the society. So in that way, it should confine to the social responsibility. It should take advantage of social responsibility. So through giving them good quality products, so satisfying their needs, you are having a responsibility towards society. That is why you are giving them quality products, right? Second one is long-term interest of the firm. A firm and its image stand to get maximum profit in the long run where it has the highest service to society. That is, every firm exists in the society not for 1 month or 2 months. It needs to last for long years. So what they have to do is, no business organization can exist in a society without satisfying the societal needs. So what you have to do is you have to take in the society also into consideration, that giving them employment opportunities, giving them providing standard of living. All these are activities which a business organization can provide to the society, so which will increase the welfare of the society. So then only it can operate for a long period. Next is avoidance of government regulation. From the point of view of a business, government regulation are undesirable because they limit freedom. Therefore, it is believed that businessmen can avoid the problem of government regulation by voluntarily assuming social responsibility, which helps to reduce need for new laws. That is, when you are not looking after the society, when you are not taking social responsibility, what will happen is you will have to face many legal aspects. New laws will be made. So what will happen is when you are satisfying the society, or when you are having a social responsibility, what will happen is the government regulation will also be limited. That is, they can have it is believed that businessmen can avoid the problem of government regulation. They can avoid government regulation by satisfying the societal needs. Next is maintenance of society. The argument here is that laws cannot be passed for all possible circumstances. That is, for everything we cannot pass law. So people who feel that they are not getting their due from the business may resort to anti-social activities not necessarily governed by law. That is, they might be some people who are not getting benefit from the business organization. What they will do is they cannot do everything legally. So what they will find their own ways to harm the business. So what will happen is they will harm your business, and no longer you will be able to function properly. So when you are looking after the society, when you are taking a social responsibility, what will happen is people will not do such harm to you towards you. Next is availability of resources with business. This argument holds that business institutions have valuable financial and human resources which can be effectively used for solving problems. Business has a pool of managerial talent and capital resources supported by years of experience in organizing business activities. It can help society to tackle its problems better given huge financial and human resources at its disposal. That is, they are having resources. They are having a lot of resources, financial and resources also, human resources also. So they can use these resources for solving problems. This is converting problems into opportunities. Related with the preceding arguments, the argument that business with its glorious history of converting risky situations into profitable leads can not only solve social problems but can also make them effectively used by accepting the challenge. That is, when a risk comes towards you, you can change that risk to the opportunity. So you can accept the challenge, you can face the challenge, you will have the courage to face the challenge, and by facing the challenge you will also have a societal responsibility. This is better environment for doing business. That is, by taking a socially responsible business organization will have a better working of environment. It can work smoothly because they are meeting the needs of the consumers. So what they will do, they will also like you. When you like them, they will also like you back. Holding business responsible for social responsibilities. Environmental pollution, unsafe workplaces, corruption in public institutions, discriminatory practices, employment, some of the problems that arises. So it is the moral obligation of the business to get involved in solving these problems. So these problems must be taken into consideration by a business organization, and they should solve such problems. When you solve such problems, society will also be benefited from you, and you can take advantage of that, and you can work for a longer period of time. You will have a existence. Arguments against the social responsibility. These are negatives. The first one is violation of profit maximization objective. According to this argument, business exists only for profit maximization. Here it is saying that the main motive of business is earning profit and not social responsibility. So social responsibility is against this objective. Then second one is burden on consumer. It is argued that social responsibility like pollution control, environmental protection are very costly and often require huge financial investment. Now when you are looking after the society besides your business, what will happen is you will incur a lot of cost. So it requires huge financial investment. So that is a burden. In such circumstances, businesses is likely to simply shift this burden of social responsibility by charging higher prices, because they want higher investment or more finance to meet the social responsibility. What they will do is they will charge higher prices for their products. So this is a burden on consumers. They will have to give more money to buy a product. And lack of social skill. All social problems cannot be solved the way business problems are solved. Business problems can be solved by management team. They can take decisions, they can conduct discussions, and they can take decisions, but this cannot be applied in case of society because it is complex. So they are telling that social problems should be solved by some other agencies, and it is not the duty of the business to look after the social problems. And lack of broad public support. The argument is that the public in general does not like business involvement in social programs. Therefore, business cannot operate successfully because of lack of public confidence and cooperation in solving social problems. Sometimes it occurs like that the public doesn't like business involving in their problems. So what will happen is the business cannot work successfully. They cannot work smoothly because they are getting no support from the public, and they are not cooperating with them. So these are the 4 negatives of social responsibility. Next is reality of social responsibility. What in present is the reality of social responsibility? The first one is threat of public regulation. Democratically elected governments of today are expected to act as welfare states whereby they have to take care of all sections of society. Thus, where a business institution operates in a socially irresponsible manner, action is taken to regulate them for safeguarding people's interests. We are a democratic form of government, that is, we elect our members to look after us, look after the weaker sections of the society. So, business institution operate in a socially irresponsible manner, action is taken to regulate them from safeguarding people's interests. So, business if they are acting irresponsibly, what will happen is the rules are there to regulate them to safeguard the people's interest. Second one is pressure of labor movement. Over the last century or so, labor has become far more educated and organized. Accordingly, labor movement for extracting gains for the working class throughout the world has become very powerful. That is, it's not like how it was in the past. Like now, the workers are educated, employers are educated, the laborers are well educated. So we cannot leave them like we cannot say that they doesn't know anything. So they have to pay due regard to the welfare of workers instead of following a policy of hire and fire. Once you selected them, you cannot fire them. You have to deal with them, and you have to give them good compensation. You have to look after the welfare of them. Not only giving salary, you should also provide welfare to the improve the welfare of the employees, living standard of the employees. This impact of consumer consciousness, development of education and mass media, and increasing competition in the market have made the consumer conscious of right and power in determining market forces. The principle of caveat emptor, or let the buyer beware, has been substituted by the principle of customer is king. That is, the customer is the king. In every organization, the king is the customer. So you have to satisfy the needs of the customer. So you must produce those products which the customer is able to like. So later, before it was like whatever product is being provided by us, let the consumer with their knowledge, let them decide which is wrong and right. But now it is not like that. The customer is thinking, they have the knowledge now to select what is right or wrong. So they will deny what is wrong and they will accept what is good. So you will have to provide those goods and services by keeping in mind that customer is the king. Only quality and those good products should be offered. Development of social standard for business. Business are no longer considered merely money crazy entities which can be allowed to make money at any cost and get away with any kind of business practices. That is, business cannot do whatever it wants just for earning money. Social standard consider economic activity of business enterprise, but with the condition that it must also serve social needs. That is, not only earning profit, but also they have to look after the societal needs. They cannot do anything that will harm the society and they can earn profit. It is not like that. They have to serve the societal needs also, because the society is the one which permits the business to exist in that place. Next is development of business education. Development of business education with its rich content of social responsibility has made more and more people aware of the social purpose of business. Educated persons are consumers, investors, employers more sensitive towards social issues than was the case earlier when such education was not available. At the past period, the education was not available, so it was easy to cheat the customers, investors, or do something that is not good for them. But now it is not that case, because proper education has been provided to everyone. So the business what they have to do is they have to make social responsibility, and they should be aware that people know what is right and wrong. People know what business is doing. So as the persons such as consumers, investors, all of them are educated. So you have to provide them in the all the correct details. Relationship between social interest and business interest. Business enterprises have started and realizing the fact that social interest and business are not contradictory. Instead, they are complementary to each other, because they are not two, they are complementary. Because when you satisfy the societal needs, then only a business organization can exist. So both should go hand in hand. So there is a relation between business interest and social interest. Development of professional, managerial class. Professional management education in universities and specialized management institutions have created separate class of professional managers who have got an altogether different attitude towards social responsibility as compared to the earlier class of honor managers. As the professional courses, the professional management education, like in universities, you are having professional courses. So what these all have got an altogether different attitude towards social responsibility. By learning this, you know what the society needs or what are the views of the society. So professional managers are more interested in satisfying multiplicity of interest groups of society. So once you are professional, you will have to satisfy a lot of societal needs for running an enterprise successfully, but not only profit aim. Now we are looking at the kinds of social responsibility. The first one is economic responsibility. Business enterprise is basically an economic entity, and therefore its primary social responsibility is economic, that is produce goods and serve the society's wants and needs and sell them at a profit. That is, besides earning profit, they should satisfy the needs and they should provide goods and services what the society wants, and they can sell them at profit. So both should go hand in hand. Next is legal responsibility. That is, legal responsibility means that you have to operate within the laws. What the law says you have to act accordingly. You should not violate it. Next is ethical responsibility. This includes behavior of the firm. This includes the behavior of the firm that is expected by society but not codified in law. That is, what the society expects from you, you should act accordingly, respecting the religious sentiments and dignity of people while advertising for a product. So when you are advertising a product, you have to respect the religious traditions of the people. You cannot advertise a product in whatever way you can. Next is discretionary responsibility. This refers to purely voluntary obligation of an enterprise, for instance providing charitable contribution to education institution, helping affected people during flood or earthquake. That is, the people who are affected from natural calamities, or you can give financial assistance to charitable institutions. So providing such discretionary function, that is apart from business functions, some discretionary functions also you can do. So this is a responsibility. Next is the responsibility towards different groups, different interest groups. The first one is responsibility towards shareholders. Shareholders are owners of your business. They are holding a share of your business, so you have to give them a return, fair return to the shareholders on their capital investment. So they are introduced the capital to your business, so you have to give them return. Next is responsibility towards workers. You should provide them good working conditions. You give them fair salary, then the fair wage, fair deal from management, then should have good relation with the workers and employees. So these are responsibility towards the workers. The responsibility towards consumer, this includes not cheating the so that you have to provide right quality products, and quantity should be in according to the quality. Then you should no adulteration, no poor quality, lack of desired services and courtesy to consumers, misleading and dishonest advertisement. All this should be avoided. By avoiding this, you can be responsible towards consumers. Next is responsibility toward the government. That is, you have to act according to the government. You have to pay tax, then it must protect natural environment. You have to protect the natural environment. Then if you should avoid bad effluence, smoky chimneys, ugly buildings, dirty working conditions. All this should be avoided. So these are the responsibilities of interest group, that is responsible towards shareholders, towards workers, consumers, then towards government and community. Interest group, that is responsible